This piece of work for part 5 is a sample that I feel I could continually develop. It came from an idea of my theme of identity, of using ruffles and gathers from a feminine constructed textiles point of view, and then blending it with a masculine colour palette and using recycled materials that are known for their structure and functionality. It was originally a flat patchwork that when I laid it out and I went through the critical analysis development of that piece of work, it was too flat. It had no movement. It didn't really suggest anything apart from the fact that it was a plaid design, which fit with my theme. And so after some feedback and really considering what I wanted this piece to do, I came up with almost like a half jacket design with every single little piece is made individually from mark making. So I've really demonstrated how I have included drawing to generate my ideas and explore texture and tone, which meets learning outcome 2, and then put together as a patchwork style with a collar around the top and around the front. So I wanted it to really emulate structure and function, but in a complete polar opposite, be completely impractical. It isn't functional to wear, and whilst I'm interested in fashion, actually I quite like that this is a concept piece rather than it being practical. It kind of blends the different ideas together whilst being polar opposites, and I like that thought process and that combination. I wanted to make sure I included some of my new discovered work on text and using text to kind of bring in a more of a personal point of view too and start to share my personal voice. I feel that this piece reflects who I've become as a textile student and shows the new ideas that I've gathered, the new knowledge that I've learned through knitting. I didn't know how to knit before, ideas and processes, but it also shows a new side of me that I hadn't explored yet. And I like what, compared to the flat piece patchwork that I originally had, actually there is so much movement here. There's so much more movement in the piece. Yes, it's three-dimensional, but actually the way that the gathers and the knitted pieces made from my own yarns actually stand up and hold their shape really brings it so much more movement that I wanted to convey in this piece. It's kind of lifting it out. All of the constructed elements that I've learned are really lifted out into this piece of work. It began as one ruffle and one word, and has grown from there. And I wanted this to reflect my kind of theme of identity, in that you can hide your identity, it can be hidden, but actually when I illuminate it, when I share an identity of what I want to create, it's showing me as a practitioner and me as a person. And so this piece kind of shows how I've met learning outcome 1 and 2, but also learning outcome 3, in that I had to critically reflect, otherwise that flat piece I originally started with would not have given me the movement and the energy I wanted from this design. And this for me really sums up everything that I've learnt, and all of the new processes that I've discovered and enjoyed, and I really want to develop this more.